Ladies and gentlemen, we're back here again, part two, and I'm here, over there, everywhere, all over the place. Right here, the Apostle Leroy Scantlebury, and we're continuing our very interesting conversation, comments that you yourself would have spoken to me about over the past week. Now, this one concerns St. Peter. The education or youngsters in St. Peter. We're talking about St. Peter now.
Okay.
Right? The standard things have fallen and in the north to a new low. Right? Sometimes I see school children in Spikestown walking around, not gone to school yet, at minutes to 11, walking casually. You know? I'm talking from my alma mater, Coach Parry, from St. Lucie Secondary, even St. James, going in that direction, are going to Spikestown walking around. Right? And that discipline has become very, very lax. Right? What is your say on that? Because that's something that someone actually talked about.
Okay. Well, if that has been the situation recently, is because normally around the examination time, students go into their respective schools a little later, many times, to meet the exam itself. But there is a case where students have been, and being on the board of a secondary school, there are cases where students are not interested in being at school. They're not interested in being on time. They're really not interested in their scholastic career. And many times we see this happening, and I must say that sometimes the schools are going out of their way to make sure to help these kids, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And again, when you spoke about St. Peter, and we're looking at the level of education in St. Peter, we're looking at also the children, the students that live in St. Peter, and then those that come to St. Peter for their schooling. Overall, there is, and I'm certain that most principals and most teachers will tell you, there's a need to revamp our primary school, both our primary school and our secondary school level. The world is changing, Mr. Morris. And social studies, history, and those types of subjects can no longer impress our children enough to give them work.
There used to be a subject, well, you're on that, there used to be a subject called civics. Does it still exist?
Not sure, probably it does. But what I'm saying is that in order to really capture our children right now, our schools must evolve, which obviously is what's happening with the private primary schools.
As reflected in the recent 11 plus exam.
They're evolving. I think to a point, the St. Leonard's school is evolving rapidly to the point they're doing, reaching out to their kids via computers, making sure that they're connected, using technology to reach their students, allowing them to do their work online and to send their work in through a web server. And I think these are things that are very, very important. The world is moving in technology. I've always said, even in my era as a man of God, I've told my members, science, technology, and spirituality must roll together. And these things are, if you're realizing, the rest of the world has gone so high tech, and it's left Barbados behind. We're still catching up when we could have been advanced.
Okay, what are you talking about technology, right? Because this subject also came up. Do you think there's a need for students to have cell phones at school?
No, absolutely not.
But then you're talking about technology.
No. When we're talking a cell phone within a school environment, a cell phone is not necessary within a school environment for learning. You already have a teacher. You already have books. And
in some cases, computers.
In some cases, there are computers there. So a cell phone is not really necessary for learning in a school environment. So that's one of the things
Yeah. So it's your view that no cell phone should be allowed on the school premises.
A cell phone within a school compound is a privilege for contacting parents if there's an issue, if there's a power outage, if the water goes off, if the rain is falling and the school is terminated early, that you have the privilege.
And that can be done by the office.
And it can be done by the office, but as I said, it's a privilege for children to be able to use their phones in that manner. And this is one of the things that we must understand going forward. What is the use for? A cell phone is for the purpose of making and receiving telephone calls. That's what we have to understand.
We got that one covered. No cell phones should be allowed on the school premises during school hours, because this is the time that you're there. There's no need for a phone.
Okay, Mr. Morris, let me say this to you. Can I go into a courtroom in Barbados with my cell phone on?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Why should I have a student? Why should I have my cell phone on when I have people who've been sent to Urdiston to train to come here and to teach me? Why can't I sit, be quiet, listen to them, pay attention to my studies? Why do I have to have a cell phone in my classroom?
Fair enough. And the thing is that they use these cell phones to watch pornography and all sorts of things that they're not supposed to. One viewer also wanted to know this. They wanted me to ask you, saying that Colin Jordan, the Member of Parliament for St. Peter, and supposedly Minister of Labour, I say supposedly because I haven't seen him done anything worthy of a minister yet. If you had any advice to give him, what would it be?
Especially for St. Peter?
Well, yes.
Make sure that there are facilities in St. Peter that can adequately train our young men and young women, get them off the street, get them into an environment of learning and training so that they can have skills that they can go there and get into the world of work and be productive, contributing citizens in Barbados. So
in a nutshell, that would be the advice that you would have for the incumbent.
Work to make sure that your parish is one of the best parishes around.
Well, I have some advice for him too. Let the people see you.
Well, again, as I said on the program, I'm not against Mr. Jordan. Just like he's from St. Peter, I'm from St. Peter.
And you're both men of God.
Yeah, and what I want is the best for my parish. I have not seen that in 25 years, even with the ruling Barbados Labour Party having the Prime Minister and parliamentary representative for St. Peter. I haven't seen St. Peter grow in 25 years. It's fallen. It has fallen. And the time to restore St. Peter to a level of glory where our people can be proud, the time is now.
Okay. So that's the advice coming from the apostle, and remember the one coming from me. The people want to see you. While we're on that subject of St. Peter, another young man, he was questioning why, saying that we were saying, and we did say that it's an unfair constituency.
It is.
Why can't it be a St. Peter North and a St. Peter South? What's your view on that?
It should be a St. Peter North and a St. Peter South.
St. Peter North and St. Peter South?
Yes, sir. I think, and again, by individuals understanding from what we've said on previous sessions here on M.M Out There, there's no way that a Democratic Labour Party candidate can win in St. Peter. There's hardly any way for a new candidate like myself to win in St. Peter. To say to people, my running in St. Peter is because I want individuals to understand that there are people who want to make a difference, who really want change. And those are the people that I'm reaching. If I get the chance to reach those people, if those people vote for me, then I feel good. But the reality is, Mr. Morris, that St. Peter is not a fair parish. Hardly any of our young people know about that situation in 1984.
Well, actually, I know that for free because, as I say, lots of them have contacted me and they have no idea about that.
You cannot.
Some of them didn't even know that Miss Leacock had actually served one day in the House of Assembly
as our parliamentary representative. So when you have an electoral and boundaries commission that severs the area of St. Peter where the Democratic Labour Party supporters are, that is not fair.
Cannot be.
It can never be fair. Okay? So you'll see this over and over and over. It does not matter what the Democratic Labour Party does in St. Peter. It is simply because there are more Barbados Labour Party supporters, more hot spots, I should say, for the Barbados Labour Party than they are for the Democratic Labour Party. It's not like St. George North where you have to perform. If you don't perform, they vote you out. In St. Peter, we have the same thing being replayed over and over and over and over. Some people have gotten to the point that they say it doesn't matter. Even Barbados Labour Party supporters have said it doesn't matter what they put in St. Peter. If they put a dog in St. Peter, they'll vote for that dog. It's that kind of mentality, but at the end of the day, we're St. Peter.
In the doldrums. Very much in the doldrums. So there you get it. We think St. Peter is an unfair constituency as far as elections are concerned.
That's correct.
And it's a safe seat for a Barbados Labour Party candidate, as was exemplified with the caliber of the person that we have now.
Safe seat. And you look at St. John that has always voted Democratic Labour Party, and you saw what those people did. Even Democratic Labour Party supporters voted Barbados Labour Party in that last election.
Yes.
But over here in St. Peter, it's basically so unfair that, when I spoke to Mr. Calabash, he got just over 900 votes. The Democratic Labour Party supporters didn't even come out to really support him. But you look at Mr. Jordan, who got more votes in his first time than one after did. That is literally unheard of.
A daunting statistic.
You know what I'm saying? When I think of that, I'm wondering, okay, what's really going on here?
I didn't even think that Mr. Jordan himself could even fathom the thought of getting over 5,000 votes and getting more votes than one after.
I'm serious about that.
Right?
That's something that
no, I'm actually very, very serious too.
Yeah.
And I maintain this, that if someone the caliber of Colin Jordan could win in St. Peter, it shows you that it must be an unfair constituency.
Yes, it is. And the people, I thought the Democratic Labour Party would have done something about it, but they didn't. But
because I told you this in an interview since last year, that of the 3 campaigns, your campaign was by far the best of the 3.
Thank you.
Right? I must say that the campaign of the Democratic Labour Party was the poorest of the 3, followed by Colin Jordan. But yours was by far and away the best. And I told you this, I'm not saying that because we're here. This is something I told you long ago.
Yes, sir.
I told you that long ago.
I remember seeing you when we were in 6 minutes.
Yes, I told you that long ago that I was very impressed. And that was the very night that he came and he told you I'm very impressed. Your campaign is the best of the 3. And I also told you that Mr. Kambas's campaign is the worst of the 3. Mr. Jordan is in between. You see? And had you, let's say, I'll tell you this, if you had the base, if you had,
and there are Barbados Labour Party or Democratic Labour Party.
but if you had, if it was you and not Cumberbatch pushing your same views, you might not have won, but you got much more votes than Cumberbatch.
Okay.
And tell us, Cumberbatch is my good friend.
Yeah. We had good conversation, even during the campaigning, we had good conversation. And this is one of the things that I think we need to do in St. Peter. We need to become mature. I think there's a day for a level of maturity in St. Peter.
Yes. Okay, we've come to the end of the show. The time runs so quickly when we're with the Apostle. So that's the end of part 2. So, Apostle, thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, sir.
Always scintillating conversation. So, M.M Out There, over there, everywhere, all over the place, saying bye for now, over and out, we're gone.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
That's it.
Goodbye.